This is James Holder for iFL TV in association with MAXI Hughes. With me, I've got a man who we used to see on the channel quite a lot, but we've not seen him for about 6 months. MAXI Hughes, how are you, Max?
I'm good. I've been in hiding for 6 months.
I was thinking that. What have you been up to?
Working. You know, it is a tough game, this boxing, and when we losing last fight, the bigger fights didn't come, so I've had to go back to work.
Yeah,
been working, grafting. I've been in gym on a night after work, but waiting for fights to come up. I've got a new contract with Steve Wood. Steve Wood's now my manager, so he's looking after my affairs. So see what Steve comes up with.
I mean, it's such a hard game, boxing. You pushed Martin J. Ward to a real draw at your call, then in the rematch, obviously Martin won, but to be at that, sort of on the brink of that.
So close to it, and then be so far away from it.
Did it feel like that? When you look back on it now?
Especially looking back on it now, you know, it is hard because being that close, and I felt I were hard done to, and a lot of people, including Eddie and Barry, believed I should have just won that fight. What happened in London last year? So if I'd have got that win then maybe it'd have been me still boxing on Leeds, but boxing somebody else for that title and progressing on, and I could have been somewhere totally different now. But having that rematch and been unfortunate because we had a clash of heads early and my eyes started to close.
I've got to say that's one of the worst clash of heads I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. How Martin J. Wall got up from that?
I know, yeah.
I will never know.
Yeah. I mean, in first fight we clashed heads. He come off worse, and then in that second fight we clashed heads, and I come off worse. My eyes started to swell, and then I was unfortunate, and he caught me with a good uppercut, which brought my nose. That's why it's slightly bent now, which you'll probably be able to see. And then obviously my corner did right thing. I mean, I was gutted that I had to be pulled off, but you know, looking back, they did the right thing because my nose and my face, it were a mess. All my family were in tears. They wanted me all to pack in because it stayed in my face. But I were all right. After a week off, I was fine, back in gym, and I'm back here now, ready to keep fighting.
Nose looks all right, mate.
Yeah.
Like
at this angle.
Like a younger Steve Bruce. It's all right. Yeah. I've got to say though, I know when you're on the tough, when things go against you, sometimes you've had time out. Your comeback fight that you had on Friday, so yesterday effectively,
you
picked a tough opponent for that. ABDON CESAR. Those that know about him, he travelled over from the Cameroonian Olympic team with Surgeon Bomo.
Yeah.
He's a bit handy and no one really wants to fight him, so you picked up a good win against ABDON CESAR on Friday. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
I knew he was a bit awkward. I only really knew him, the only time I heard of him, when he upset Atif Shafiq, who was fighting on the bill tonight in a good fight. Yeah. Obviously, Atif were a looking good, flash young kid, and he ended up getting done by CESAR. I didn't think note of it, and then obviously I got the phone call that I was boxing him. Thought, all right, fair enough. He's looked at his record. I didn't watch him. I just thought, you know what, I'll suss it out on night. When I get in there, and as I got to the venue, a lot of people come up saying, "Oh, you've picked quite a tough fight. He's better than his record suggests. This lad, he is a good fighter." And it were a bit awkward. I won the fight, you know, comfortably. I had to work a bit and just gauging how tricky it was. It were tall, gangly, so shots were coming from all over, and it was, like I say, it were a tough fight to come back to, but. I'd rather do that because I'll be better prepared all around then. I'm glad I got that out way, got rid of some ring rust, and I'll be ready to go again whenever I can.
Will you be out before Christmas, or is it a case of now training over Christmas, having a little break, then picking up?
Yeah, I'm looking at. I told my manager Steve, I says try and get me out. Any opportunities what come up, or if he wants to put me on another one of his shows, that I'll be ready. You know, because I want to try and make up for lost time. That's only my second bout that I've had this year, and we're nearly at Christmas, so I'd definitely like another one at least before Christmas, and then hopefully push on next year for a big year and make up for a bit of lost time with that bad luck from last December.
Well, listen, I'm glad to have you back. We have missed you on the channel. You're always in entertaining fights. You know what I mean?
That's what I want to be. I want to be in these big fights. I want people talking, say, yeah, he's a real fighter, a real proper fighter in the entertaining fights.
Right, well, listen, Max Hughes, I look forward to hearing some news imminently. Thank you for coming back on the channel.
Yeah,
it's a great pleasure.
It's good to be back on iFL TV.
It's good to have you back, mate. I'll see you soon. Cheers,
See you,
Max.
mate.